I don't like. It's something that's the hardest thing for me to explain when it comes to Trinidad Carnival. To me, Carnival there is still unmatched.
Right.
And it's like, even when I'm experiencing bad moments, it's like, this is still the best thing in the world.
Right.
Howdy, it's your boy DJ BuzzB.
It's your boy JKD.
And we're back with another one. From the time you hear the voices, you know it's only up from here.
Yes, sir.
It's the Up From Here podcast. And people, I am back.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! I am back from Trinidad Carnival 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 1,000,001 stories to share.
All right.
We're going to try to condense it in an hour. But once again, as I go away on these trips and I come back for the podcast, JKD's going to interview me because I'm special.
Don't feel special.
Because I'm special. All right. So what questions do you have for me today?
None. Just kidding.
This guy's such a jerk.
2024, man.
Before that, because
Yes,
that's
sir.
going to be a long conversation.
Yes.
What have you been saying?
Not much, bro. Just, working, grinding, same old, kids. I find I'm doing a lot more stuff with the kids now.
Nice.
I went swimming last weekend with the kids. It was actually nice.
I should get at you because you would get at me heavy if I were to say something like
Why?
that. You could swim?
Of course I can swim.
Of course
you
I can
can't
swim.
though.
I definitely could swim. I promise you I'm a better swimmer than you.
You swim like a fish.
Okay. Okay. All right. You were swimming with your kids. You were the one saying you weren't swimming with your kids, by the way.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead. What happened?
Yeah. So we found out that the rec center just down the road, they have open swims, and then went for family day.
Yeah.
So I just called my brother and said, "Yo, you want to come?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go." Yeah. So we bring the girls there, swam.
Nice.
It's actually nice, man. It's actually nice.
Yeah, I used to go there for open swim.
Okay.
Yeah, quite a few times. It was a good time.
Okay.
Yeah, nice, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm just that, bro. A lot of business have been coming in, and it's all kinds of people throughout all kinds of life. I had an artist hit me up, asked me to do some work.
You told me who it is, but we can't.
Yeah, we can't do
But it's one of the big guys.
And just from different areas of the world, people are actually hitting me up to do some work. So
yeah, nice.
It's actually growing, man. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying?
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. You make the change, and the world will reward you.
Yes, absolutely.
Dope. So, my last couple weeks have been pretty crazy,
yes,
to say the least.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to talk all about that and all about Trinidad Carnival, as well as my experiences and a lot more about my experiences when it comes to actually working Trinidad Carnival this time. Yeah. It's my 6th time going, and this is really the first time like I worked a lot during that period of time.
And this is your first time since when? When was the last time you went to Trinidad?
Since when we went in 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, what is that, 6 years?
Yeah. 7 or 6?
7 or 6, one of the two.
You're right.
But it's been a while.
Right.
So to be back, first of all, was refreshing.
Okay. Yeah. So explain how did the day start? Like, the day that you were going to the airport, like how did it all start? You woke up, did you feel energetic to go? Like, how was it?
So I remember packing my bag.
What, the night before?
A couple nights before, actually. No. Usually it's the night. Usually it's hours before I have to go. Usually. This time it was like 2 nights before.
Okay.
Because I knew it was like an 11-day trip, and I had like a week and a half of clothes to pack and make sure I have for each party. There's themes and all that, as you can see.
Right.
So if you're looking on the YouTube, I had to pack, but I wore this cowboy hat that I bought on Amazon, which apparently half of Soca Brainwash bought. Not realizing.
Oh, yeah, the same exact hat?
Yes, bro.
If
not this or black. Yeah, because Amazon. Not realizing Private Ryan would have been giving out similar hats.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that hat right there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Soca, and it has a Soca Brainwash branding on it.
Oh, wow.
But that's okay. We kept that nice and tucked. Okay. That's ours now. But I wore this hat because I didn't want him to get crushed in the suitcase.
Right.
I get to the airport now with my sister. My sister went on this trip with me, and we get to the airport. If you see people at the gate in cowboy hats, we saw at least 6, but we were on a connecting flight to Barbados and then go to Trinidad.
Right.
There was about 6 people on that flight. cowboy hats. So we're like, we know exactly where you're going.
Right.
Cowboy boots, all kind of stuff.
Right.
But the rest of them were people going on the cruise ships in Barbados.
Okay.
Because Barbados is heavy with that.
Right.
Like we going there was a layover in Barbados. Coming back was a layover in Barbados.
How long was the layover?
Going was 5 hours. Coming back was 2.
Okay. Did it feel like 5 hours though? Like
yeah.
Once you got there?
Kinda, only because we went to Chefette.
Okay.
So when we reached Barbados now, collected our bags, which is a whole nother thing. Caribbean Airlines and Air Canada apparently. So imagine, right? Leaving Canada to go to Barbados.
Okay.
We literally get an email that says you can pick up your bags in Trinidad at your final destination.
Okay.
Get to Barbados. We pass the passport check and whatnot.
Yeah.
As we're leaving now, to leave the airport. Remember when you leave, you can't come back.
Right.
Luckily, this lady stops us. She's like, "Hey, where you guys going? What who you with? Where's your destination?" So we say Trinidad. She's like, "Okay. What you have to do, go and collect your bags and recheck them." But I'm like, "But ma'am, like look at this email." She's like, "I know what the email says, but Air Canada and Caribbean Airlines don't have an agreement to move bags from plane to plane. So you have to get your bags."
And then
if we didn't do that, I wouldn't have had anything to wear in Trinidad besides my carry-on.
Your baggage would be in Barbados. Right?
Barbados. I would have been.
You would have had to call JKD. Yo, JKD, get your uncle to get the bags.
Put them on a ship and send them over one time. But that was crazy.
Right.
I'm like, you guys, this is the most disorganized thing I've ever seen. Anyway, we get our bags. Thank God the lady stopped us. Go outside now. Go to Chefette.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want no Bajans throwing anything at me through the screen.
Come on, say it, man. Say it.
Come on.
But what did you get? What did you get?
Half of the menu just to try things. I didn't even finish any of it.
Okay, before we talk about the stuff that you did not like, what did you like?
The chicken nuggets.
That's it?
That's all like the one thing everybody told me to get was the wingdings or something.
And it wasn't there.
And because we were at the airport Chefette, that's not a branch that serves or sells the wings.
Okay.
So we had to get whatever else.
Okay.
Bro, we got what? Burgers,
right?
Fries, the chicken nuggets, one of the rotis, the beef roti.
Right.
I'm sorry. Nothing special there.
Hold on. Okay.
I wish the wings were there because I would have liked to try that. And I'm pretty sure I love wings.
So did you try the roasted chicken sandwich?
No.
Because that's the one that I always get. That's the only thing I get.
My sister might.
And that was good, wasn't it? Okay. And that's
the one she got?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. So she said that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Here's
the thing with Buzz. Buzz doesn't like to ask questions, you know. He doesn't like to ask questions.
What are you talking? I put out a whole post on Instagram.
You didn't ask me?
Bro, first of all, I asked Jel.
Okay.
I asked Danielle.
Okay.
Why would I?
You didn't ask JKD.
What would you have told me?
I just went to Barbados how long ago?
But what would you have told me? That
I would have told you to get that same thing that Natasha got. And that's the only thing you needed to get.
No.
Yes. No. But you like to dibble down.
Well, I want to see what I like.
And that's why your stomach hurts you.
That is not why okay. We haven't even reached that part of the story. This guy's already talking nonsense. I like the chicken nuggets. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Otherwise, we went there. Walking in the place now. Who do I see?
Who?
I open the door.
Yeah.
I turn the first table and chair. Father Fox is sitting right there. Just doing some work on his laptop. I'm like, what? What are you doing?
And the last time we saw him was in Japan. Right.
I saw him backstage at Roman Base in Daikie's party.
Okay.
And in Japan, when I saw him, I introduced myself. He's like, yeah, man, I know who you are.
Okay.
And then I see him going into Chefette now.
Yeah.
So now it's time to go and check our bags and board the next flight to go to Trinidad. Just so happens. As we go, on the outside of Barbados airport.
Okay.
We go to check our bags. We walk back in line.
Yeah.
Who's right behind us in line?
Who?
Father Fox again.
So and he's going to Trinidad?
He's going to Trinidad.
Okay, nice.
So go do the security checks and everything. We go wait at the gate. We get onto the plane. It's me, my sister, who's right behind us.
Father Fox.
Father Fox.
That's crazy.
Like, well, I following you now. Making jokes and things. So I said, yeah, it was hilarious.
Right.
Then he was asking me for assistance for one of his friends that wants to do a party in Toronto.
Okay.
Saying if I could give assistance in terms of finding a venue and helping, or at least giving them a reference.
Yeah.
So all of that was like Father Fox is here asking and knowing who I am, asking me all those things. That's crazy.
Right.
So we do the flight. It's a quick hour, probably less than that.
You didn't get your first class seat this time, did you?
No.
Okay.
There's no first class seat on that plane.
Okay.
A tiny plane going to Trinidad, ain't no first class on that. But we get to Trinidad now.
Yeah.
Same thing. Come off the plane, past customs. We go into duty free. Who's right there? Fuck. So we literally just followed each other the whole time, and it was jokes. So get there now. Go and pick up our bottles from duty free.
Okay.
Tried to get the stuff that we can't necessarily get back home.
Right.
And I love white oak, so
okay.
I definitely got a bottle of that, and we left.
Okay.
Unfortunately, when we got to Trinidad, that was the exact timing of like coming down to the end of Kes the Band's Is We concert, which is his huge festival concert. Right. And I was very discouraged about missing that.
Okay.
But it is what it is.
Right.
We get to where we're staying, and this is in St. James, which is in the heart of the city.
Okay.
Like location wise, the perfect spot.
Okay.
When I tell you it was walking distance from 2 or 3 parties.
Oh wow.
Like 10 minutes or less walking.
That's crazy.
That was the best.
Okay.
Problem now is a lot of the big events are in Port of Spain.
Right.
So most of including the night we got to the house to settle our stuff, we're sitting on the balcony now. Bro, all I'm hearing, I heard Kes's show.
So you didn't have to.
I didn't even have to be there. But imagine, I heard every show while I was home
crazy.
Through the window. Yeah. And I had like a direct, my window was directly like parallel to where the event was.
Right.
Bro, I'm trying to sleep some nights. I'm hearing fireworks go off. I'm hearing Mikal Teja on every show stage. I'm hearing this artist, that artist. Farmer Nappy waking me up. I'm like, this is crazy. But I have to count my blessings because where we stayed was like the perfect. Because you remember, we stayed quite Santa Cruz. I stayed in Tacarigua by family. And to get a driver to come out there, pick us up, bring us back, it was so much. But this time was just got to count our blessings, and we were very thankful of that.
Okay.
I'll explain a lot more about that later because that to me was like the best part.
Okay.
Where we stayed, but I'll talk about that later.
All right. Well, explain the next day. Like, was it the next day? Did you have a booking? Did you go see family? What did you do the next day? After you arrived. Yeah.
So that night we chilled with our uncle and aunt who owned the property.
Okay.
But the next day now we wake up. We had to wake up 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
My sister and I. So now we got picked up by Shamari.
Okay.
And we went to my first booking.
Okay.
So we didn't even really get a chance to settle in or go to any other events, see what's going on, straight to the booking.
Right.
This one was Doubles and Bubbles.
Okay.
By Farmhouse Entertainment and Carnival Nations and a much larger team of people that were associated in making that happen.
But right.
Myself, if I could, I don't want to leave names out.
Okay.
Myself, Brandon Duke, Lurbs, Lord Hype, Kevin Crown, and Young Chow.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Wicked lineup.
Right.
And when I tell you the boat reflected that, all DJs played well.
Okay.
Like we had a vibe. Brandon Duke DJ'd and I MC'd to open up the cruise.
Okay.
So we literally like kicked off that cruise and played to the point where like we set the pace perfectly.
And it was on which boat? Which boat was it on?
The Harbor Master.
Oh, nice.
It seems like everything was on that.
Yeah.
If there was anything else, it was like smaller yachts or something like that.
Okay.
But it seemed like every big boat fete was on Harbor Master.
I love that boat, man.
Love it. So many memories.
Yeah.
So many memories. But yeah, man, we did our thing.
Okay.
It was amazing to be on that boat and get to lime with the names I just mentioned.
Right. Yeah.
Again, Brandon Duke and I killed it. Brandon Duke, he did a very good job. And
nice.
At one point, bro, Like this is now when Young Chow's just getting there.
Okay.
Kevin Crown's been there a couple days. Brandon Duke has been there almost a week now. And it came a point in the boat cruise where we literally all looked at each other.
Yeah.
And we're like, yo, what remixes do you have? What road mixes you have? Right. Yo, pull out your laptop, airdrop.
And you guys are just sharing music right there.
All on the spot behind the DJ booth.
Wow.
That was one of the best moments for me. Imagine me, Kevin Crown, Young Chow, and then Brandon Duke.
Right.
All four of us standing in a circle, airdropping
that's crazy.
Remixes.
Right.
And it shows like the brotherhood of like helping each other out and not holding back tune to think, okay, well, I have it all now.
Right.
You know, and that was a dope moment where we just shared tunes and it helped when it came to the other events.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
So
that boat ride ended what time?
So it kicked off. It was supposed to leave at 8.
Okay.
Trinidadian time. It ended up leaving like almost 10.
Okay.
And then it came back, I think, just after 12:30.
Okay.
And it had to because the next boat needed to get ready to go on time.
Right.
So all of that together, great time.
Right.
Big up Doubles and Bubbles. That was a fun one.
Nice. So after that, what did you do?
After that, we went and grabbed, I believe we went to grab our AM Bush packages.
Okay.
Then I think got a quick bite to eat and then ended up back at the house to get ready now to go to Gel's Just So event.
Okay, so that wasn't Gel's event was in the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So big up Gel. Bro, I have to commend Gel because somebody doing this and understanding that things happen.
Yeah.
That's sometimes out of your control.
Right.
He'll be the best one to tell the story. But from what I gathered, bro, the man arrived in Trinidad, I think 10 days before the event or something. So a couple weeks before the event.
Okay.
He only found out 10 days before Just So's event that they didn't get the venue that they had in discussion. So he was scrambling now to find something else.
Right.
He got this venue.
Okay.
And it just so happened to work perfectly.
Wow.
Like literally when you look from front to back, it was just the perfect space and just enough people.
Okay.
He had a lot of other challenges that he had to rise above. I wouldn't go into too much detail because, but there was a lot that I sat there and watched him deal with.
Wow.
And it's one of those, like, y'all see us and think of us as, like just a DJ or just a robot. Right. Like there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that y'all wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah.
So if you weren't there for the first 2 hours of that party, you wouldn't have never known what Joel had to deal with.
Wow.
But I sat there the entire time watching it.
Yeah. And
I was like, kudos to Joel and the team for holding it down. And that party was definitely one of my top ones for the season.
Okay.
And I played second?
Okay.
I set the pace, got people moving, and just interacted with the crowd and those type of things. So I love the slot that I played.
Okay.
But that event, even down to the food, bro.
Yeah.
Going to some of these even bigger events than his.
Right.
I'm eating the food like, come on, this is not. I'm just.
Right.
But Gel's, like, there was attention to detail.
Okay.
There must have been like 8 servers and 12 trays of just various options of food.
Okay. Nice.
Right. And I went to have some of it. One of the best servings of food for the trip.
Okay.
So I have to commend Gel on what he did. That DJ cast was amazing. He also had Marlo, an artist.
Yeah.
Me alone, drink a whole bottle of him and Vaughn.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Vaughn, I was really happy to see.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Because he sings some of my favorites, especially that Trinidad Suite.
Yeah.
That definitely is one of my top 5 of the season.
Right.
When you're talking Trinidad and Tobago, if you've ever been and you listen back to that song, that's poetry to the soul.
Right.
I listen to that like, oh, facts for real. When I listen to that song, it puts me in a whole different zone. And I'm like, this almost perfectly describes this trip.
Nice, man.
So it was nice to see him and just give him his flowers
nice.
while he's there,
Nice. Big up Gel on that event, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next day. Let's go through the days. I like doing this. Let's go through the days. What's the next day?
What I gotta do too is go through my phone as we're talking, just so I don't miss a beat.
Yeah.
But the next day was the Thursday, and definitely had one gig that day.
Okay.
That gig now was Tropical Luau.
Right.
Tropical Luau.
Right.
Big up the Eeempire team.
Yeah.
Anybody else associated with putting on that event. That was top 3. One of the top 3 events I went to in Trinidad for this season.
Okay. All right.
Tropical Luau. It wasn't no big, huge festival with thousands of people.
Right.
This might have been a close, intimate, was it like beach dock?
Yeah.
Kind of intimate setting with about 600 to 700 people.
Okay. That's still a lot.
A lot of people, definitely. And the vibe, bro, just to be so up close and personal in that space,
right,
was like you felt the vibe. No matter where you were, everybody was feeling like that energy, the carnival energy.
Right.
And you could tell, no matter where you walked, just the way they had the venue set up and how the people had like the flowers around their neck and all of that, how they were dressed.
Right.
Beautiful.
So it was Hawaiian theme or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the luau theme style thing.
Right.
Now this one was an event where there was multiple DJs, but there was also a lineup of artists on this bill. Okay. If I go through the artists that were on this bill, because I saw the artist lineup like a week before I left. I didn't know.
Right.
Shamari put me in line for this gig. Yeah. So I don't know anything about who Eeempire is or what they do.
Yeah.
When I looked at the bill, bro, Mikal Tasia, Young Brother, College Boy Jesse, J Dell, Lyrical, Ja Moy, and Bunji.
Wow. Heavy.
I get a message that heavy for real.
Yeah.
I got a message the day before. Yo, so you're on after Bunji.
What?
Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, that's no act. Like, that's not a regular act to follow.
Right.
Okay? That is not the act to follow. Because Bunji's going to come and slaughter it.
Right.
But the biggest takeaway I think I had from that event, and one of the most profound moments of the whole trip for me.
Okay.
The biggest takeaway I had from Tropical Luau was being able to be backstage and watch very closely. Watch Bunji Garlin perform at that show. Bro, now obviously Bunji's a GOAT. I've always had respect for the man. His talents are above 99% of the people in this industry. But when I looked at him being on stage and I looked at him performing for an intimate crowd, he's sang one of the top 2 songs of the season.
Right.
So he's in everything.
Yeah.
So he's on the biggest stages, but this one was a more intimate stage.
Right.
And it was to the point where after the event, he actually tweeted, yo, like he doesn't do that often for all the parties.
Yeah.
But he tweeted specifically about this event.
Oh, wow.
Like, yo, that Tropical Luau party, that energy, like, I don't even understand what was going on.
Wow.
And when I saw that, like, I felt that tweet.
Okay.
Because I was literally like, if Bunji was the camera, I was right here.
Right.
And bro, the energy that man had on stage, I'm watching it, and it gave me a whole new level of respect for artists, especially at the top level.
Right.
Because I'm watching him, and this might have been maybe like 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
The man is killing it on the stage. The crowd is literally like, you know, when you're up front to like stardom.
Yeah.
Stargaze, like they're watching and singing along with every single song.
Yeah.
And you could swear it's like the crowd is giving him even more energy to just do what he does.
Right.
But it was a moment for me where I stood there and watched Bunji do all that and watched like the energy he was giving. Because you would think, okay, 10,000 people out there, now I'm going to give my best.
Right.
That was probably one of the smaller events that he played for, even though it was still a big event.
Right.
A smaller one, bro, he was giving 110%.
Okay.
And I stood there and I watched it. And I'm like, bro, if you really think about what he did right there, he might have at least 10 shows to do that night.
Right.
So if he just gave his all to that one stage, he now has to jump in a car, go drive to the next party.
Right.
He's soaking wet with sweat.
Right.
So he probably has literally 10 changes of clothes in the car.
Right.
Like there's all these factors that I wasn't even thinking about before.
Right.
But that moment really showed me like, yo, I have a newfound respect for Bunji Garlin and any artist of that status.
Wicked.
Seeing that, it that's no easy thing.
Right.
Bro, after like, if I do 2 events in one day, don't talk to me for 2-3 days. And to know that, Bunji and them, these men are doing 10 plus events in one night and have to perform like that on every stage. Standing ovation, round of applause to them. You know?
Right.
And then same thing with Mikal Teja.
Okay.
He came there. That was the one chance I got to see him.
Okay.
Because he's the star of the show now in Trinidad Carnival.
Right.
But him too.
Right.
Japan. I saw him on the boat cruise.
Uber,
I saw him. And we had full-blown conversations.
Right.
And I didn't even get a chance to barely say hi this time.
Right.
That's how much he's taken off.
Right.
But I got a moment where I dapped him.
Yeah.
He just looked at me.
Yeah.
He nodded, but I knew what it was. He was with 4 of his boys. It was go time. They had to go to the next fete.
Right.
But all of these guys, man, the ones that have to go fete to fete, that is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So y'all have to respect that craft.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
Other than that, again, so imagine I had to go on after Bunji.
Yeah.
Right? Initially, I was told, okay, you go on at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Now, after Bunji makes it 10 o'clock.
Right.
We had planned to leave there to go to Vibes with Voicey.
Okay.
But because the schedule changed now, we got pushed back to go to Vibe with Voicey.
Okay.
Bunji finishes on the stage. I literally plug in my laptop.
Right.
I look to the left. I see Young Brother, Pimpin, and Hati walking up on stage. Promoter comes straight to me. Yo, them first, then you. So at that point, I'm like, okay, we're not going to Voicey. This is not happening.
Right.
They go on stage now, kill it as well.
Right.
I go to plug in. But at this point now, the biggest artists have already come.
Right.
And people also have to go to Voicey, so a lot of people start leaving.
Okay.
Earlier, I had emceed for Shamari because somebody else missed their set. So I got 2 sets that day.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then the second set now, I plugged in and Shamari emceed.
Okay.
Bro, again, going after Bunji is no easy thing to do.
Right.
Bro, when I tell you shellings,
it was just gas.
Straight gas. I wasn't wasting no time.
Right.
Gas.
Right.
And it was to the point where Shamari posted a clip of us doing our thing.
Yeah.
And the guys from the organization, the Eeempire, they reposted that video saying, I posted the video or something.
Okay.
They reposted the video saying he's one of our favorites now.
Wicked.
And Shamari was like, bro, I know you were vexed about missing Voicey. But that repost from them alone to say that you are now one of their favorite DJs is all worth it.
Right.
That's all you needed.
Yep.
And that alone was like reinforcement that, yes, I'm doing the right thing. Right?
Wicked, man.
I'm not going to say every show is the perfect show and I'm the best DJ in the world, but I'm on the right path.
Right. Nice.
You know?
So what did you end up doing after the event?
Oh, we went straight home.
Okay.
Yeah, because at that point, and then leaving that now because there was another event. This was in Chagaramas.
Right.
There was another 2 events, I think.
Right.
It took us an hour just to get out of that area.
Wow.
That little half a kilometer stretch just to get out of that zone.
Yeah.
Up over an hour.
Jeez.
Because it was gridlock. There was police stopping thing, accident, this and that.
Right.
We had to wait. There was nothing we could do. But that's Trinidad for you. that is Trinidad for you. But yeah, man.
Now, in between all these events, did you stop at KFC or Royal Castle?
Definitely. Not as much as I would have used to.
Okay.
Because, first of all, there was one night, I think it was that same Thursday night, actually.
Yeah.
Funny enough, so bring it right back. We went to Independence Square.
Okay.
Thinking, okay, KFC's 24 hours. That's what we remember.
Yes.
Go closed. Because apparently they'll be open 24 hours throughout the entire weekend. So I guess maybe they needed that night to reset their employees, but closed.
Wow.
Go across the street to Church's Chicken now.
Yeah.
Go inside Church's. Long line of people.
Right.
I'm in the line for 20 minutes. As I get to the front of the line. Oh, sorry. I have no more chicken. And I
know that must have
burned. But I have no more chicken. But you know why I calmed down?
Why?
because I was ready to be upset.
Yeah.
But Trinidadians, I'm not having that debate, especially in no restaurant.
Yeah.
All them memes are very true about how restaurant employees are in the islands. But as I got mad when she said that, somebody else heard her say that.
Yeah.
He comes now cussing down the place because they told him to wait 20 minutes.
Wow.
And come back to order. So he's like, yo, I could have been gone and got food somewhere else. And now you guys are telling me 20 minutes that all chicken's done? You told me to wait. So he was livid.
Right.
I just left and went home.
Right.
We made something from the fridge.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
But that was that.
Okay.
Next day was more of a chill vibe.
Okay. And this is the Friday now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was more chill because we knew Saturday would have been intensive.
Right.
We ended up going and hanging out with a friend that we know well up here, Daryl.
Yeah.
We went to hang out with him.
Okay, nice.
He and his family were by this restaurant in Movie Town, which is not too far from where we were. So we went over there. We went to the restaurant, got some food.
Okay.
This is where things took a downhill for me.
Okay.
Because this is the restaurant where I'm pretty sure that I got the food poisoning. Now, when I say this is literally like a Jack Astor's of Trinidad,
okay,
it's basically that.
Okay.
So I am not thinking the title of the place literally says international cuisine or something.
Okay.
So I'm not thinking to myself, okay, this is street food. There may be, something that might happen to me.
Right.
I'm going in this with, okay, steak.
Right.
Can't go wrong.
Right.
I eat half of this steak and mashed potatoes and vegetables. Right? And this is about 9:30 at night.
Okay.
I know we have to be up and ready to go by 2 a.m. to go quite East Trinidad to Bush.
Right.
So I don't get no sleep for this. In the meanwhile, I'm resting and just laying down.
Yeah.
But I have half the food in a container, a takeaway container. So I get ready now. We go to Bush. On this 40-minute drive, I'm feeling my stomach start to cramp and pain.
Right.
But I'm not understanding what it is. I'm thinking it might just be gas.
Right.
So eventually, once we reach and I start moving around, the pains went away.
Okay.
Right? Because I would have hated to be in ambush with that kind of level of pain.
Yeah.
Go in ambush now, bro. Again, one of the top 3 in my opinion.
Right.
Because just the ambiance and how crazy it was.
Yeah.
That's just my speed. And the vibe was wicked.
Okay.
There was moments where bro, they had a whole truck dedicated to foam.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And if you go around, it's 4 sides of the big truck.
Yeah.
Spraying out foam each way.
Right.
So the entire surrounding of the truck has about 2 feet of foam on the floor.
Oh, wow.
So everybody's in that and it's snowing foam on you while you're bubbling up people and things. Right. But to make it even cooler, they had what is it called? UV lights.
Okay, yeah.
Where it makes anything white glow in the dark.
Yeah.
So the foam looked like it was glowing.
Oh, wow.
And it just at night, that was one of the coolest things to see.
Okay.
So everybody's in that doing what they do, and it's just it looks like glowing snow on the floor.
That's
I don't
nice.
even know how to explain that.
Yeah.
Look up, Preedy's performing.
Okay.
Beaton Road, Search Party, all them things.
Right.
Look up again. Nyla Blackman's performing now.
Right.
She had the big best self hit and obviously Come Home from last year and all her hits.
Right. Yeah.
Amazing, bro.
Okay.
And just
people. It looked like just
bro,
the amount of people that were there, bro.
I didn't realize how big that got.
Yeah.
There was I counted I think 11 trucks, including the drinks.
Jeez.
So with that, there must have easily been 3,000 to 4,000 people.
Probably even more.
More.
Yeah.
And that one crazy. Is if to me, because usually I'm cautious of if I'm in a party.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to whine on somebody or somebody comes to whine on me.
Yeah.
I'm very conscious of okay, who are they with? Yeah. Or am I going to whine on this guy's girlfriend or whatever the case is? You have to be conscious of that, especially in those islands.
Right.
Those guys do not play when it comes to that. But for me, when it's something like Bush, a certain price point immediately has a certain type of people.
Right.
That's one. And two, the style of the party, that kind of style of party, I'm not like if you're there, you know what time it is.
Right.
I don't mean to sound like that guy, but you know what time it is if you're here. Do not like. But that's what it is. Everywhere I went, bro. And let's not get too much into that.
I mean, our Reggie Millard knew that like 7 years ago. So you know.
Oh God, big up Millard, man. But
I get what you said. I get what you said. I get what you said, though,
bro. Yeah, and then one of those moments again.
Yeah.
We make the bend. We ended up, we weren't in Chagaramas like we were that year in 2018. We went, this place Wallerfield.
Okay.
But this is like an old airport and like the huge stretch for the airplanes.
Yeah.
That's what they used to go up.
Oh, nice. Down. Okay. So it wasn't on like really dirt road. It was just more like cement.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. So I just remember that moment where like literally it was like the most cliche moment. Mm-hmm. The sun's starting to rise. You could see like the dust in the air. Everybody's flinging paint and stuff.
Right.
And then you hear In the Center by Farmer Nappy and GBM.
Right.
And just the bass line going as the trucks are moving and everybody chipping.
Nice.
And then that line in the song.
Yeah.
Early Juve morning, waiting for the sun to... Yo, you can't even... That was one of those you had to be there to experience that feeling. It was something special.
Nice, nice.
But we did all of that. I'm okay. My stomach pains are gone.
Okay.
Had a great time. Natasha and I went a little bit earlier than everybody else to beat that traffic.
Right.
We met our driver, big up Andy.
Okay.
Wicked driver. I'll tell you guys a little more about him later. But he picked us up to head back home.
Okay.
So we get home now. This is almost 8:30
in the morning.
Okay. At noon, not even noon, 11 a.m. is when Soca Brainwash starts.
Right.
This is one of those walking distance events.
Okay.
So we knew we had a bit of time to relax.
Right.
But my stupid ASS, I say to myself, I'm so hungry. And I don't put two and two together that food might have been the cause of my belly pains earlier before ambush.
Right.
So what do? I go and eat the rest of the food.
Right.
Bro, I went to sleep for the hour and a half, woke up to get ready, the same belly pains, but worse.
Wow.
Had to use the washroom a couple times, hoping it would help.
Yeah.
Nothing. The pains like it kept getting worse.
Right.
We had a detour because we took the wrong way to walk to Brainwash. What would have been a 10-minute walk ended up being a half an hour walk.
Jeez.
In 35-degree weather.
Wow.
And look at what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Like this is literally my outfit.
Right.
And that kind of weather. We were both like, oh my gosh. So we get to the place now. I'm having these belly pains, walking all over the place. We finally find a place. Get inside now. I'm on in like 15 minutes. Go inside, go to the DJ booth to plug in, and I'm feeling okay.
Okay.
So I'm DJing. I have a 45-minute set on the Soca Baby stage in Soca Brainwash. Big up that whole team. That, again, was one of the most mind-blowing productions I've seen in this industry to date.
Okay.
But imagine they have a whole separate section just dedicated to older Soca.
Right.
And I go to set up now. I start playing. About 20 minutes into that set, bro, my stomach starts gripping on me. And it was to the point where I had to hold on to the DJ equipment on the table.
Yeah.
Or else I felt like I would have fainted.
Wow.
Bro, I had to like take a moment. Right. And my sister's like, come off the stage. You need to breathe. Like go backstage.
Yeah.
I go backstage and I had to like lay down. They had some speakers.
Yeah. I'm
laying down on the speakers now. Shamari, who by the way, the day before, he gives me a call now.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I'm headed to the hospital right now. Something happened. That's all I'm willing to share. I'm there like, Shamari, what the? We were just in a party chilling.
Right.
The man ain't tell me what happened. He just said I'm on my way to the hospital. So I'm worried about the man now.
Right.
I messaged the guy later, yo, just link me, let me know what's good, if everything's okay.
Right.
He eventually calls me. He's like, bro, when I was at the party last night, I landed wrong on my leg.
I know.
he doesn't know what it is, but he couldn't walk on it afterwards, and he had to go and get checked right away. I said, bro, that hurt my heart.
Yeah. Because
Shamari was a guy for this trip where he helped me. There was how do I put it? The amount that Shamari helped me on this trip, like I can't even put that into words. When he had the opportunity to speak with Yuma, he brought up my name. Right. The Eeempire situation, he brought up my name. Right. So that's 3 out of the 7 opportunities I had that Shamari, him putting my name forward really helped. Yeah. So understand that it was about a year of planning this, making these calls, doing these meetings. Right. Shamari and I speaking about what we're gonna do, how we're gonna utilize this opportunity for the next ones. Right. He calls and tells me he broke up his leg. My heart dropped, bro. And I had to be the voice of reason. It's the weirdest thing. When I'm going through my own stuff, sometimes I can't rationalize reason in my head. Right. I'm just so hot. Right. But if somebody else is going through something, a lot of times I'm able to give the most sound advice. Yeah. And I told him straight up, I'm like, Shamari, let's really assess what's going on. I get it. That's going to slow you down like crazy. Right. But at the end of the day, your leg is broken. Right. Your hands are still intact. Right. And for you to be on the mic, your voice is still intact. Right. We're talking Monday and Tuesday, which is a truck. It's not like you have to be on your feet. Exactly. So what you could do is just count your blessings that it's not way worse. Right. And you can make this happen. Right. I get it's going to be pain. I get that. Right. But it's possible for you to do this. Right. And he was just so happy to have a support system because he doesn't normally have that. Right. And that's one thing he admires about me and who I have in my circle. We have a huge support system. Yeah. So for me to be able to give him that encouragement to push that extra mile to do this, he was very appreciative of as well. Okay. But I say all that to say he was in his own issues. Yeah. Literally leg cocked up backstage in Soca Brainwash. He saw me go backstage just from the corner of his eye. Right. And him just naturally knowing, okay, something is wrong. Right. He went upstage, started to DJ for those 2-3 songs I needed to lay down. Right. Bro, and that kind of brotherhood is something that I wish we could have more of in this industry. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because he could have sat there like, well, my leg's broken. Right. You're in a spot. Right. Okay. Right. He could have easily done that, but he got up on his broken foot. And did that for you. And did that for me. Nice. So to Shamari, I've said it many times, but I have full appreciation for you. Not that I didn't before, but the amount I have is even greater now. Right. All right. End up finishing the set. So even with all that pain, bro, I still completed the next 20-something minutes of my set. Nice. Did it, good to go. Right. Did you end up staying at Brainwash to take it in a bit after, or did you go home, kind of rest? Brainwash, I stayed for 2-3 hours. Okay. I tried. Okay. My sister went to go, because she went and took her walk, because this is, when you go into Brainwash, bro, it literally, like I saw somebody post it. You go into this place, it feels like you're walking into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Like there is a whole new level of production where this event is concerned. Right. And I wanted to be there for the whole thing. Yeah. And I was so upset that my stomach was giving me problems. My sister went to get me water. Drank down the bottle of water. Right. That came up. Right. She went to get me another bottle of water. Drank it down. That came up. Right. Ginger ale. That came up. Right. 2 out of the 4 Pylori she brought for me. That came up. Right. Nothing was staying down, and my stomach was like in pain. Yeah. So by about 5:30, again, it's walking distance. I'm like, Tash, I need my bed. Yeah, like I can't do it. I want to be here, but I can't do this. We ended up leaving. Okay. But again, funny enough, I reached my bed now, and I'm hearing everything. Right. The only thing I didn't see was Rigo on his horse. Right. But I'm hearing Kevin Crowd. I'm hearing the fireworks, all of that. You know what I mean? I definitely have to big up Private Ryan and the whole team for that production. Now, something I want to talk about where that's concerned, and something that grinds my gears and really annoys me about our culture. Sure. in our industry, right?
Speak it, brother. Speak it.
You've developed the biggest stage for soca music.
Absolutely.
Right? You've created something that is such a monument for our culture, to the point where you're bringing out people like Ludacris on stage.
Right.
To the point where this year, Kevin Hart's wife and friends
were in the party.
Were in this party.
Right.
You're achieving another level of excellence. Yet people still complain about what it costs to do something like that.
Right.
You think Kevin Hart's wife, and I'm just using that as an example, but do you think people of that stature are going into some hole in the wall party for $30-$40?
Nope. Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
Right.
You're developing something of substance that our culture could thrive off of. Meanwhile, you have a bunch of people who just can't afford it, which there's nothing wrong with.
That. Right.
But don't turn around and criticize the man for what he's doing.
Right.
There's a level of excellence to this. And doing, I wouldn't, obviously not the same level, but doing something of a high level, which is Tsunami, I could understand the challenges you face.
Absolutely.
The high prices, especially post-COVID,
yep,
that you have to face.
Yep.
Right? And I can't even remember who, I think it was Dr. J. I saw Barry Hype repost Dr. J.
Okay.
Who typed, and it was probably the most sound thing I heard about that whole conversation.
Yeah.
Because everybody's talking about, Private Ryan's price gouging.
Yeah.
Why is Soca Brainwash so expensive? If you've ever even thought that or muttered those words out of your mouth, what he said in that post, I want you guys to go and do that festival.
Exactly.
I want you guys to go and find the stage, find the speakers, find the security, all the food vendors,
the permits,
do
everything.
all of that.
Right.
Please do all of that.
Right.
And then tell me if that $200-something price point that he charged is actually unfair or not.
Right.
And you're doing all of this and saying all of this is just going to distract from the amazing thing that we're building here.
Right.
Y'all are taking away from something that will take us to the next level.
Exactly.
I don't hear nobody complaining about the Coachella prices and this and that. As a matter of fact, there's a huge waiting list.
Right.
People are begging for those tickets.
Right.
Ain't no complaining about it.
Right.
And maybe there is, and I just don't see it because I'm not in that space.
There isn't, bro.
But I don't think so.
There isn't.
Ours is so publicized to the point where it's blogs after Carnival. Come on, y'all. And that's why a lot of us constantly have this debate of why we can't, as a culture, get to the next level.
Right.
We have all of this nonsense.
Yeah.
At least be sound in your arguments if you're going to say something.
Right.
Y'all talking about price gouging. You have no clue what these things cost.
Right.
You think Willy Wonka factory just came out of the air? No. As a matter of fact, we drove by that 3 days before Brainwash.
Yeah.
And it is a grass field.
Even with the costumes, I seen somebody comment about the costumes, why they're so expensive. And one thing I thought about was that has anybody ever tried to order something from China now? The price for shipping has doubled or tripled. Yeah, and it's nothing is cheap no more, bro.
Not at all. Not at all. And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are complaining don't have that sense of obligation or doing that kind of thing or selling that kind of service.
Yeah, I just feel like as a whole, like us, we feel like we're entitled to how we want things to be done.
Yeah.
Or what we want.
Yeah.
Not realizing things have gone up, things have changed.
Yeah. And it's extremely sad to see those things and then understand on the flip side of it what that does. Right? People don't realize that your one little comment that's condescending or attacking somebody's brand, when like what I'm talking about with the price gouging thing for Brainwash.
Yeah.
You post a little comment like that under somebody's blog, let's say. You may have now gone on about your day, not even thinking about it. But that one comment now has thousands of comments underneath, continuing the rhetoric. And what do you think happens when it's a popular blog? outside people are now seeing this
Right.
and wondering, well, what's going on in this community? Why aren't they ever happy?
Right. Right.
So how are we supposed to get into these spaces that y'all talking about? Well, we want a Grammy. How can we get Soca to the Grammys? How?
Right.
How can we? If all we're doing is complaining about every little thing,
Yep.
how? And one thing I can't stand is everybody always has something to say, but nobody has a solution to bring to the table.
Absolutely. Yep.
Y'all complain about price this, price that.
Right.
If you guys know where I could get a cheaper stage, where I could get a cheaper sound system,
Right.
we would love to have you on DJ BuzzB.
Right.
Until then, cut it the F out. That's all.
All right. So like you're back home now, resting. The next day is, I believe, Saturday, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? How's your stomach feeling at this point?
No. Well, this is leaving Soca Brainwash
Right.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I get to the place by 6:30. I'm lights out.
Okay.
Wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, just because naturally I've gotten enough sleep now.
Right.
Thinking the stomach pains are gone.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling it.
Okay.
So now it's a matter of, okay, I gotta wash out
Everything.
my system.
Right.
So luckily I bought Gravol.
Okay.
I was just constantly drinking water. I had bread. But the worst part about that is I woke up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
My aunts and uncle, they got in contact with Kess's mom last carnival.
Okay.
And for those of you that are following me on SoundCloud, YouTube, and whatnot, I just released a 100% Kess mix
Right.
before I left for Trinidad. So one thing I definitely wanted was for Kess and them to at least hear, even if it was that intro.
Right.
Because that intro, it was like, it pulls on your heartstrings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's something that, like, I tried to write Kess's story with his music in that mix.
Okay.
So even the mix in general, I found was one of my best pieces of work, but it highlights his life's work.
Right.
So I definitely wanted to at least, like, have a conversation with them and for them to hear it.
Right.
I can't expect that during Carnival.
Right.
But I say all that to say they met his mom last year
Okay.
and went to some event at Kess's house
Oh wow.
or like mom's house
Right.
in a certain part of Trinidad in San Fernando.
Okay.
They literally block off a whole street or something and do this big party. That happened again.
Okay.
Carnival Sunday, which is the time we're at in the story now.
Okay.
I could have gone to that party, but because my stomach and stuff,
Right.
all my aunts and stuff were backstage with him, got pictures with him.
Wow.
Like, I could have been there.
Right. Right.
So that was discouraging, but everything happens for a reason and
yeah.
everything in its time.
Yeah.
But that would have been a moment I got to meet Kess
Right.
and have that conversation where, like, I did this whole mix
Right.
and thank you for your contributions to Soca.
Right.
And even in line with speaking to artists. So I missed that party
Okay.
and now had to be in recovery mode. But in line with speaking with artists, I forgot to mention in Tropical Luau now.
Yeah.
You guys should remember, I'll post it in the YouTube. So for those of you listening, you could watch this whole podcast on YouTube. Just search for the Up From Here podcast. There was a moment in Gel's party where I took like a bottle of rum.
Okay.
And I had signed it
Right.
on the table, just making a joke
Right.
for Carnival contract. So I posted that. It got like 500 likes, all that, a bunch of comments laughing. I just did it, I'm in Carnival, I'm just having a good time.
Right.
As we're in Tropical Luau, I'm backstage, and Bunji's now finishing his performance.
Yeah.
He comes right backstage,
Yeah.
and he daps me, he daps Shamari.
You're right.
And we're all three of us chilling in this corner.
Wow.
So I tap him, I'm like, yo, come in for a sec. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
Shamari's like, come look at this. Come look at this. Because Shamari kind of knows Bunji or whatever the case.
Right.
So Bunji's like, okay, what are you going to show me there? So I pull up the video. Bro, I show Bunji the video.
Yeah.
Before he didn't even watch the video.
Yeah.
He looks at the phone. He's like, oh, that's you?
Yeah.
I'm like, so these guys do see it.
Right.
I know they see this. But then somebody broke it down to be like, nah, it's probably because they have people running their media most of the time.
Okay.
But if it's important enough, they'll send it to them to see it.
Yeah.
So I just found that hilarious. And then he just started laughing. He's like, oh, that's you? And then as I was about to give him his flowers while he's there and say what I just said earlier on the show, he had to rush to the next party.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that day will come in itself because I think next year might be the Bunji 100% mix.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Sunday's recovery mode. I missed the Kess party.
Yeah.
I heard Kess.
Yeah.
During that time.
Okay.
As I guess before he was on his way, he had another booking.
Okay.
Right there. So I heard Kess's whole performance.
Okay. Nice.
Spent the day recovering. I get back to a good enough state where I'm like 90% better.
Okay.
There was just a little lingering pains, but that wasn't anything I couldn't walk through.
Okay.
We had tickets to go to Imagine Juve.
Okay.
Private Ryan's Juve.
Okay.
Walked over there.
Right.
10 minutes.
Okay.
We got the Oval.
Okay.
Boy.
Once again. A time was had, huh?
A time was had. A time was definitely had.
Okay.
Big up all the DJs on that. Everybody shelled. Everybody did what they were there to do.
Okay.
I was just in the crowd enjoying myself.
Okay.
At the start, I kind of slow paced it.
Right.
Because again, I don't know how I'm feeling. Let me feel it out. And once I realized I was good, go time.
Okay.
I just went up in the mix and enjoyed myself.
Okay.
Had a great time there. And when all that was said and done, we got our stuff together. We left a bit early before the crowd.
Okay.
Walk right back.
Right.
Now, fast forward to the big show, Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
Yep.
Who, yours truly, BuzzB. I was on the road with Yuma. All right. Yuma was an amazing thing to witness and amazing band to play for on the road Monday and Tuesday, because this was my first time DJing on the road for Carnival Monday and Tuesday in Trinidad.
Right.
To rewind to even how that came about, I remember in 2022 when I went to St. Lucia, it was Shamari and I.
Right.
And he picked me up. He said, yo, let's go line by Selector Carry and where they're staying.
Yeah.
Get to the house now. I go to the house, open the door. Major Penny opens the door.
Right.
Who is one of the guys with voice.
Right.
A lot of y'all will know him. He opens the door. Greetings, guys, greetings. So me being me, I just said, hey, what's going on? I'm Buzz. He's like, you don't have to introduce yourself, brother. I know who you are. Like, all right. I do that regardless.
Right.
I don't take that for granted.
Right.
He's like, yeah, come in, you're good. So I say what up to Carrie. There's another couple guys liming there. And this older gentleman.
Okay.
As we're talking in this conversation in St. Lucia now, I'm coming to realize as he's saying what he has to say,
Yeah.
this is the director of Yuma.
In St. Lucia.
In St. Lucia.
Wow.
And I'm in a house with Selector Carey, Major Penny, Shamari,
And
Quest, I think, was there, and this guy.
Wow. That's
like,
crazy.
What?
Right.
What are the chances of that?
Yeah.
So we're having this long conversation, and he's just constantly reiterating how he feels about DJs and how he values DJs as part of the overall operation.
Right.
And he always wants to make sure the DJs are taken care of. He even gets criticized for doing too much for the DJs.
Yeah.
So fast forward now, we have that conversation, and I messaged him on Instagram just to say I appreciated that talk.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You don't normally hear that.
Right.
DJs most times are one of the last people on the priority list.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? No matter where, and you know that being one for so long.
Right.
It just is what it is. But to hear him value what we do, I just wanted to thank him. Not even anything about Yuma.
Right.
Just thank you. But I don't think he had got that message.
Okay.
Fast forward to 2023 now, Shamari got to the point where he was in contact with the same guy.
Okay.
So as they had this conversation, I guess the conversation came up, well, who's next?
Okay.
Who's the next person? So Shamari was calculating in his head, okay, who can I say?
Right. Right.
One of the first names that came to his mind to say was mine.
Right.
So as he said, okay, this BuzzB guy, or BuzzB is the guy.
Right. Right.
Sean was like, who is this BuzzB guy? Because I keep hearing his name.
Right. Yeah.
He's like, I just heard his name. We were having a talk in Grenada. I just heard his name in Grenada.
Yeah.
Somebody brought his name up in Trinidad, and I heard it a third time somewhere else, and now it's you again. Who is this guy?
Right.
Shamari kind of gave him the info.
Right.
They obviously went and did their research.
Okay.
They like what they saw. Shamari called me and said, this is what it is. let's set up a phone meeting,
Right.
discuss what it is.
Right.
Bro, we had about an hour and a half Zoom meeting. The director and I, and Shamari was on the call too, just about who they are, who I am, who
Right.
Shamari is. Can we make something work? After that whole conversation was said and done, again, they liked what they heard. We liked what we heard. The negotiations went very well, and we were happy with it.
Right.
We moved forward, and we said, all right, let's do it. So again, to Shamari, thank you, because again, Shamari, and I've said this before on the podcast, Shamari is not necessarily somebody who has the big festival events or
Right.
some big events,
Right.
and yet he's not one that has it yet.
Yeah.
But that could have been something where I was like, all right, why am I looking out for Shamari? Shamari and I just had a friendship, and I value what he does,
Right.
and I put him on stuff of mine.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really looking for anything back per se. Anything you could do to help, and this is at the time where I was dealing with Shamari. Anything you could do to help, which he definitely did throughout the time,
Yeah.
he was able to do. So he was able to now put me in position with like Yuma. I remember in St. Lucia, those type of things.
Right.
And those things is something where you don't need to necessarily have an event to benefit what I'm doing.
Right.
So if I put you in my events, at this point of my career, it has to be something where it's making sense for me.
Right.
Right? Because I'm not these guys out here that just are getting bookings out their wazoo around the world
Right.
and have some booking managers that are able to do that for them.
Yeah.
I am from the ground up getting it out the mud.
Right.
So I have to make decisions now that are in my best interest. And Shamari is one of those people where it was like very evident that you don't necessarily need to have events of your own to be able to bring something to the table where I could now confidently say, Shamari is on my events and I'll fight for Shamari to be on my events.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shamari got me into the conversation. They liked what they saw in terms of what I'm doing here in Toronto, and they want to get in this market as well. So that generally worked out in my favor.
Right.
Carnival Monday now. Again, this is my first time DJing on the road for Carnival in Trinidad. I know that is no easy thing to do.
Right.
This is not something where you can come and just play your regular sets that you might play in the fetes or whatever the case.
Yeah.
There's a science behind it,
Right.
right? And there's so many factors that you have to take into consideration when you're DJing and or MCing on the road.
Yeah.
Right? There's a bunch of facets. If the truck is moving, and especially if it's moving very fast, I'm just giving some examples. If it's moving very fast, you probably don't want to play whining songs,
Right.
because you're walking at a fast
Right.
pace.
Right.
If the truck is stopped,
Yeah.
it might be in your best interest to go down that lane,
Right.
because the ladies can now whine.
Right.
If there's anything like the truck has to make a bend, you have to be authoritative on the mic to say, guys, and be appreciative of the people.
Right.
We love you guys. We thank you for being here. We're about to make this bend.
Right.
We just do not want anybody to get hurt. There's ways of talking to people.
Right. Right.
There's some, oh, yeah, move, come on. There's ways of saying things.
Right.
And our director, Sean, he made it a point to say these things to us beforehand.
Right.
He's like, even though I know you guys may or may not know this, these are things that are important to me.
Right.
Have respect when you're speaking to people. Safety is a priority. All these things.
Right.
There was an area where we were passing a mosque and all music had to be stopped.
Right.
There was excessive security in those areas to make sure nobody would walk up on that property,
Right.
because like that would be a serious
Yeah.
fine or whatever the case is. So there's all these little things that you have to bear in mind depending on where you are, what moments, and this and that. Paying attention to who's on the truck, telling you directions, like all of these things are extremely important.
Yeah.
So it's not just going up there to fling tune,
Right.
right? Obviously, there may be those pockets of time
Right.
and have fun with it, but there's a huge responsibility.
And I'm sorry, just to cut you there. And Shamari is a great example of knowing all that information, because he actually taught me for Toronto Carnival, like how there's actually a science behind it.
Exactly.
So big up to Shamari, man.
And big up to him. And again, with that, Shamari, that was one of his value adds.
Right.
To the picture.
Right.
Because yes, there's a lot of fresh new talent.
Right.
Right. Shamari's I don't even personally know his age, but he's not a spring chicken.
Right.
I think he's somewhere in his 40s. But regardless, like that was his value add to the table.
Right.
There's a lot of younger guys where, nah, man, forget that. Let's run through.
Right.
But literally, I heard the director say, no, we want like more mature people that understand the importance of those things.
Right.
And Shamari's tact on the microphone that day, A1.
Right.
And all the things that I'm saying, he reiterated in his own way.
Right.
Guys, we thank you so much for being here today. We love your patience. We just need, if you guys can, please move to the left of the truck.
Right.
He was excellent with that.
Right.
And I'm sure the director had a lot of, positive takeaways from what he did.
Okay.
And myself as well. And we would talk.
Right.
If other DJs were on, we would visualize, okay, this is what they might not be doing right.
Right.
And this is what they could be doing better. And I internalized all of that.
Right.
And one thing I was so happy to hear, right, was Shamari, after I played on that day one on the Monday. I was, I think, the second or third person to play, the third. He said, Buzz, I was just talking to, he was talking to his friend. And he was saying to her, he's like, I was just talking to her. And I was just telling her he was real impressed with how I played.
Okay.
He was like, you didn't necessarily play the primetime slot and just shell down the road.
Right.
But the segments that you played for perfectly for how you should have played for those times. There's people that like, if the sun's beating hot and we're chilling in this one area and you're rinsing hard fat, come home.
Right.
It's like, think about what you're doing.
Right.
But you now came there and did what you were supposed to do in your period of time.
Right.
He's like, you played real well. And he gave me that inspiration to keep going, and I was grateful for that.
Right.
Again, this was a moment of reinforcement that, yes, you're in the right direction. You're doing the right thing.
Okay.
Because I am not a DJ. Anybody that knows me and DJing, if you've even remotely seen me behind the scenes, if it's something like a Juve, a Road, a all-inclusive, I literally have folders and songs that fit well in those environments.
Right.
And I will pick songs that are going to work for that space and time.
Right.
Like I have songs and remixes and road mixes that will be talking about the road.
Right.
Like everybody chip behind the truck, something like to that effect, and a song dedicated to that.
Right.
So those type of things, I definitely played my position, and Shamari gave me that reinforcement.
Okay.
We definitely, the DJs on that truck and the MCs, all vibes.
Okay.
It was such a good time, man.
Right.
The craziest part too, before I get into the big day, Carnival Tuesday, the craziest part was the fact that I remember vividly in 2012, that was the first time I went to Carnival.
Okay.
And going to Carnival now, again, you kind of got to do your research.
Yeah.
And at this time, yes, I'm a DJ. I was about 3-4 years in, but I'm not in the know as much. Like, I don't know, okay, who's who?
Right.
Who do I listen to, this and that? At this point, I really only know the Toronto market. So I start to do my research. Trinidad radio. And I remember searching up this guy, I searched up this radio station. And when I went on, they were one of the only radio stations in Trinidad doing video.
Okay.
So I went and I'm watching the video, and it was this DJ Wati from Trinidad.
Right.
And that was like literally the moment I knew Trinidadian DJs were something special.
Right.
Are something special.
Right.
Trinidadian DJs have a certain style and craft that I haven't seen anywhere else.
Right.
And he was one of those guys where I was like, yo, it's one of them jaw-dropping moments. Like, how is this guy even playing like this?
Right.
I had never heard a DJ play the way he played.
Okay.
And I was just so taken back by that. And then obviously you start to get into it and then figure out who's who. Right. So then you find the selected carries, the this one, the that one.
Right.
Look at how life works.
Right.
Who's the captain of my truck? Carnival Monday and Tuesday in Trinidad.
Right.
The same exact DJ Wati.
Crazy.
Insane, bro. And this brings us to Carnival Tuesday. Carnival Tuesday now I go and I'm the first DJ as the trucks pull off.
Okay.
I DJ for about an hour before we reach the stage.
Right.
Playing my part, doing what I'm supposed to do. We're getting up to that point where we're approaching the stage.
Okay.
So now I have all the new road mixes of the new songs. I'm playing the road mixes and stuff for the stage and doing my thing.
This is the Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get to the stage now. I go up, play for the stage. I play for 3 seconds to cross.
Oh, nice.
Shamari is emceeing for that period of
Nice,
time.
man.
And that moment was a dream moment.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
That moment was one of those where it's like, I prayed for this.
Right.
Not alone just to be on the trucks DJing Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
But that specific moment,
Yeah.
that's one of those moments.
Okay. Okay.
And it's something to cherish and something I'm very thankful that happened.
Right.
And grateful that happened. And I say all of that as, we completed that moment. Right? Everybody went across the stage. We played Carnival Contract. I know Ting won. I know DNA won.
Right.
We played Carnival Contract across the stage.
Yeah.
And I just remember when I finished, put away my laptop.
Yeah.
Huge exhale.
Right.
And I said to myself, I did it.
Right. Yeah.
I remember walking up the truck.
Yeah.
And Wati comes straight to me.
Yeah.
And he just reaches his hand to give me daps.
Right.
Comes, he's like, wicked vibes, bro.
Nice.
So for the same guy that I initially got into to start studying DJs in Trinidad, to full circle 12 years later, come back and shake my hand to say, yo, you did a great job.
Yeah. Must have felt nice.
Very. After the carnival now, he sent a message in the group, all the DJs talking.
Right.
He sent a message. Shamari and BuzzB crossing the stage and then bear fire emojis.
Okay.
So like you could tell there was admiration for what we did.
Right.
And again, it's reinforcement that yes, Buzz, you're doing the right thing.
Right.
Just keep it up and it's only a matter of time.
Right. Yeah.
So those moments were really special for me. Obviously both days we kind of had to leave a bit earlier than normal.
Right.
Due to Shamari's leg.
Right.
But again, kudos to Shamari for even fighting past that.
Yeah.
And doing that.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of planning, a lot of stress went into those 2 days.
Yeah.
And I told him and he told himself like, nah, this needs to happen.
Nice.
So for it all to come together and so beautifully, despite any challenges we may have faced in between, I got to say a huge thank you to Yuma for that opportunity. Okay. Another thing just to generally touch on, I won't get too deep into it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm very disappointed by people online.
Yeah.
I get you may have your feelings towards certain things and may want to use social media as your venting space.
Yeah.
But so many people are speaking with conviction and have no idea what actually happened behind the scenes.
Right.
I sat down and spoke with the director of Yuma afterwards.
Yeah.
And he's literally at the table showing me anything that went wrong. He's like, Buzz, look at this.
Right.
Showing me the text messages. Showing me the apologies, showing me who did what and why all these things happened.
Right.
But he's like, Buzz, if I now go and take these same things I'm showing you and put it on social media, what do I look like?
Exactly.
And I told him, exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, all that's going to happen is they're going to narrow down on some little thing that you just said in there that may not even have anything to do with the overall argument.
Right.
And nitpick on that and pull up old receipts and attack you.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, I just stay out of it.
And in most cases, there's more positives than negatives. And they want to focus on the negative all the time.
Literally. And it's so discouraging to witness that.
Yeah.
And you have these blogs and stuff magnifying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hard work and dedication. Again, when you look at Yuma, do you think that was just something they threw together?
No.
There is years of planning.
Right.
Absolutely. That one might have taken 2 years to plan.
Right.
It's all kind of facets and things involved on top of people trying to sabotage what you're doing.
Right.
Nobody cares about that. They just want their end result that they paid for.
Right.
There's no grace, no mercy, whatever have you. And again, if 2-3 hours of the day had issues, you're gonna negate every other amazing moment that there was.
Right.
I sometimes, man, it's very disappointing because I love our community. I love the people in it. I love some of the natural wisdom that we have as West Indians. But that part of it, I will never subscribe to.
Yeah.
Right? And I have to say, if nobody else will say it, kudos to what I saw with Yuma. Okay. Remember I said ambush was like 11 trucks?
Yeah.
I promise you Yuma was over 20.
Wow.
They would take up 2 blocks, bro.
That's crazy.
And then you look down the road, it's people, you know. It's not like people.
Right.
It's crazy. So that goes to show they built a brand that's like of substance.
Right.
This is not no rinky-dink band.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And have some appreciation for the amount of work that went into it.
Okay.
Instead of going and venting on social media and saying your 2 cents, which everybody loves to do these days.
Right.
Why don't you go directly to somebody in Yuma?
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is what I experienced. I'm not happy with this.
Right.
Can something be done? Or maybe for next year, can you guys fix it?
Right.
Offer some advice, something.
Right.
But this nonsense where people take to social media, unless somebody violates, I get it.
Yeah.
But all these things, unless you know what you're talking about, cut it out.
Right.
And that's my take on that.
At the end of the day, we're trying to push the culture further, right?
Yeah.
So we're not trying to tear it down. So I mean, if people would actually take that approach and, you know, actually hit these guys up and talk to them, we can get a lot further.
A lot, man. And that pretty much wraps up the Carnival Monday and Tuesday aspect of it.
Right.
When it comes to the road, it was something to see.
Okay, so mine okay. Minus you DJing. Did you enjoy the road itself?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Trinidad if I enjoyed the road. Absolutely. Listen.
With feathers in your face and thing?
I can't stand them back feathers, you know. Them big peacock feathers that always brush them back. I can't stand them things, you know. But you all look beautiful in them, I must say. But I have to say this. And being a lot of places in this world, especially soca related, Trinidad is unmatched when it comes to the women. Period.
Okay.
And maybe not just local women,
right?
But the women that fly in for that festival, unmatched. Okay. I have never been anywhere in the world where there's so many beautiful women.
Right.
And all A1. I'm just like, what is going on?
Right.
This is amazing. It's literally like Willy Wonka factory. It's like the Candyland. So I wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
That part of the experience will never get old.
Okay.
When it comes to going to these events, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before, and you witnessed it before, especially in Trinidad, maybe on the road once in a while, somebody might come up. Hey, are you BuzzB?
Right.
Or hey, are you guys from the podcast?
Right.
And it would happen.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Right.
This trip,
yeah,
I literally at times felt like a celebrity. And I don't normally feel that way or ever like to feel that way.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Right. Yeah.
I'm walking and literally getting stopped. Oh my God, is that BuzzB? Oh my God, is that Buzz? I need a picture.
Right.
Can you take a picture with me?
Right.
I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy. And just to know it's only up from here.
Right.
It's only going to keep getting worse and worse when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Not to say it's a bad thing. Because I as much as I could, I would always try my best to stop and take a picture with people.
Right.
If I could.
Yeah.
Right. There's always those scenarios where it might not be the best time or place or I'm in a rush.
Right.
But that's one of the most heartwarming feelings.
Yep.
I'm across the world and people are coming up to me.
Right.
Like, oh my God, is that this guy? Or,
right. Yeah.
And not people from just here.
Right.
Like from all over. And it was just crazy.
Nice.
Like the road, I couldn't even count how many times.
Okay.
There was certain parties, it was like 6 to 10 times.
Wow.
That it would happen each party.
Right.
And I was just like, my heart was full. And again, it's a testament to doing the right thing. Right? That was a highlight of the trip.
Okay.
Getting to interact and talk and chill with the DJs that, you know, I'm cool with.
Right.
Those were all amazing moments.
Okay.
So now that Carnival is done, we're back home, we're rested. Another highlight too. Now, because I'm in town, right? I'm in one of the prime locations of Carnival. I'm literally in a place where the trucks are passing 2-3 houses away from mine.
Okay.
So that road is a popular road for all Carnival Juve bands.
Okay.
I'm going to put a clip of how it sounded when the trucks would pass by the house.
Right.
It would rattle the entire house. And I remember, I'm thinking to myself, where that Sunday I went to Imagine Juve, which is like the Juve before the Juve.
Okay.
So that if you don't want to go to Juve in the nighttime and get rest for Monday,
right,
you go to Private Ryan's Imagine Juve.
Okay.
I'm thinking, all right, I'm being smart.
Yeah.
I'll go to Private Ryan's Juve. I won't go to the regular Juve. I'll get my rest and function for Monday.
Right.
Bruh. I just remember I fell asleep maybe like 1 something. 3 o'clock in the morning. It's as if by far was like, it's as if by far Mega was right in the next room screaming down the mic, you know. The whole house rattling. And I could not for the life of me catch a sleep after that. I had to wear my Sony noise canceling headphones.
Wow.
And even that, it eliminated a lot of the noise, the frequencies.
Yeah.
But the whole bed, and every bass line, I'm like, okay. And that happened Juve, Monday, Tuesday.
Jeez.
So there's like, if you want to catch rest and you're in those areas, don't even try. So that was another funny moment.
Okay.
Not so funny moment, bro. This whole trip, I really didn't get nice food, you know.
Yeah.
I really didn't get good food. Like the couple places I got good food.
Yeah.
This double spot on where close to where I live, where I was staying.
Right.
And Gel's party.
Do you think it was just because of like timing of everything? Like you're busy, you're moving around?
Yeah, because by the time I would be ready to eat, either places were closed or I just didn't know where to go.
Okay.
So next time, the driver said he knows a lot of places, so because I'm on a 2-year contract with Yuma, so next year I'll definitely be back.
Nice.
And he said next year I'll fix you up. I'll show you the right places to go.
Nice.
Now let's just end the debate here. When it comes to KFC versus Royal Castle,
okay,
it is unmatched. Okay,
is it?
KFC is superior. Let's just be clear. Okay.
What made you come to that decision though?
I had Royal Castle twice.
This time?
Yeah,
okay.
Like literally the night and then the next afternoon.
Okay.
Because I'm like, the night, it was a long time till we got home to eat it. So I'm like, okay, maybe because it wasn't fresh.
Okay.
Went next day to the mall, ate it fresh.
Right. Same thing.
Still, KFC is the superior fast food chicken in Trinidad.
Okay.
And more specifically, different locations have KFC Piarco.
Yeah.
Can't get much better than that.
Okay.
Can't get much better than that.
Did you try to order a bucket of chicken on your way back home?
I had a 15-piece.
Did you? And what happened to it? You finished it?
Almost. Why are you asking if I finished it? Well, you no,
because I remember the last time we went to Trinidad,
they stole my chicken.
No. They put your chicken in the trash. That's what happened.
They went home and ate my goddamn chicken. They went home. I promise you, these people knew what was in that box. They knew the hot commodity that was in that plastic bag, and they said to themselves, "Nah, you can't pass this. You can't." What do you mean I can't pass with chicken? No, you can't pass with this. We have to confiscate this. Bro, y'all went home and fed your family with that chicken.
He was so vexed. I've never seen Buzz that vexed before.
If you see my whole face, salt. Just salt. I was so mad. So just to wrap up the trip.
Yes.
So the Tuesday now, everything's said and done.
Okay.
All bookings are done. Everything went well. The promoters took liking to me.
Okay.
Even people I didn't know before. The DJs in the surroundings were paying attention to who I was now.
Right. God
bless. Everything worked out very well.
Okay.
I have to thank my sister a million because she she's no videographer,
right,
as with a lot of you guys that come on these. You're no videographers,
right,
but you know how important these moments are, especially to my career. And she would take the time, even if she didn't have my phone, she was taking her phone,
right,
capturing everything, making sure I was okay, and vice versa. Just, you know,
right,
we were a unit that was moving efficiently and got everything done. And she captured a lot of moments, especially a couple that I'm about to talk about. But she captured these moments that are going to be huge from our story later.
Nice.
You know? And gotta say thank you to her. Everything's said and done and all gigs are finished. So we go to the Wednesday now. The Wednesday, I got tickets to go to, or By Far gave me tickets to go on his By Far on a boat cruise.
Okay, yeah.
Boy, that, again, I think that was probably one of the top 5 events I went to.
Okay.
The energy on that was next level.
Okay.
And the vibe that they brought and curated.
Yeah.
It was a moment where I saw By Far and I'm like, bro, I know how much this means to you for you to have done this. Like,
right.
You could tell his sentiments on his post and just me and him having those side conversations.
Yeah.
I just told him, like, I know how much this meant to you and I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, if you only know how I'm trying to hold back tears right now. And I just, like, he literally started breaking down.
Right.
Like, he had to go to the side of the boat because you looking now, this is a whole new country.
Right.
Where your roots are from.
Right.
And you're capable of filling up a boat.
Right.
Like, that's something to be proud of yourself for.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, bro, no matter who gets in your way, keep going.
Right.
Because you were doing this at a high level, and I give you praise and kudos on what you're doing.
Right.
The man just started to break down. And, you know, I know that emotion.
Right.
Because this stuff is not easy.
Yep.
So for you to accomplish those things is a very big pat on the back, you know?
Yeah.
Again, this is a new experience for me because now I'm going into spaces where even though I'm not DJing, you know me.
Yeah.
I'm not the type where if I'm not DJing, I'm going to be backstage hanging out with the DJs. And,
right.
But now that the DJs are my friends, that's my space.
Yeah.
So I'm chilling backstage now in the boat ride. It's me, Kevin Crown, Rigo.
Right.
I think Messi was there. Some other Trinidadian DJs. And we're chilling. Gel was around.
Right.
Lady Drea. I'm in the back of the area chilling and talking with these guys the whole time.
Right.
Me and Kevin cracking jokes, Rigo cracking jokes, whole cruise.
Right.
That's something new for me. But I had to change like the way I thought about it because I used to be like, I don't want to be back there because I don't want to feel like I'm in the limelight.
Yeah.
Versus like if you were booked for that cruise.
Right.
You're my boy.
Right.
So naturally I'm gonna come chill with you.
Right.
And now these are like the people I'm associating with when I come out to these spaces.
Yeah.
So to be able to be in that environment and get to mingle and talk with these guys, those little gems that they might say, not even realizing they're saying it, or seeing they're talking to certain people of status, and then coming and being like, you know who that is?
Right.
All of these little tidbits are something that's huge for the big picture.
Right.
So that was something special, you know, to see. By Far and the whole team, congratulations to you guys. Mega kudos. I have real ratings for that guy.
Right.
And I definitely want him to be integral in what I'm doing here in Toronto because that's a generational talent for sure.
For sure.
Lastly, in terms of the events, the last one we went to was PCR.
Okay.
Post-Carnival Relief. Ryan had given us tickets to go and experience that.
Okay.
Now, normally, I'm the type of guy where even though Carnival finishes, if I go to a party, I still want my soca.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm very weary of hearing anything else.
Right.
Bro, that PCR definitely was the perfect way to end Carnival.
Okay.
And with PCR, Ryan went up there and played, I think reggae had played before that in dancehall and thing.
Okay.
Ryan had went up there and started beating out like the dancing song, like don't this make it
yeah.
All them kind of songs he started rinsing and playing it like very well.
Okay.
But that set, like he mastered that.
Okay.
And for him to go and then rock that crowd, bro, and if you see that energy and felt that energy, that was something different.
Right.
And again, I'm not the type that I don't want to go here and rap in R&B right after Carnival's done. I still want my Carnival contract in DNA. But the way he handled it, bro, hats off to him.
Okay.
And he killed it. And the other DJs that he had,
Yeah.
all amazing.
Okay.
But PCR was another moment where I had to take a step back and have a moment of reflection and look at, remember before I was speaking like on Bunji.
Yeah.
This time I had to look at what Private Ryan was doing.
Right.
And even before I went to Carnival, you know, like I have my challenges with Tsunami. We have our challenges with the events we do here. And then going and doing all the gigs and stuff, right? But when I'm looking at it, on paper, this is a man who's, yes, he has his team, but he's doing 7 events.
Right.
7 in the heat of Carnival.
Yeah.
I think I had 7 bookings, and I've needed about 5 days to recover from it. He had 7 of his own events, not to mention everywhere else he's booked for, because he's the top DJ out there.
Yeah.
Right? And one of those events was one of the biggest events that happened throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
Something that is praised as like the world event.
Right.
The luxury style, all inclusive.
The best experience.
Exactly. So for you as an entity to accomplish all of that, give somebody like me, who's an up and coming entity in the scene, DJ, promoter, it gives somebody like me the encouragement to say, no, I could do a little more.
Yeah.
Seeing it's done, like I see you're doing it.
Right.
I could do a little more.
Right.
And normally I don't get a chance to have a conversation with Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody's always talking to him. I like, imagine, this is the 4th time Private Ryan's booking me.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've actually had a moment to stop him and like have a small conversation.
Nice.
And this is in Trinidad in PCR. And I stopped the man and I said, bro, honestly, and my sister even, because she's proud of me and what I'm doing. So she's seeing this, she recorded a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And I had to stop him and tell him, honestly, seeing what you're doing is one of the biggest inspirations for me as a youth man coming up in the industry.
Yeah.
And seeing that you're wearing these different hats, doing all these different events. You're the DJ, you're the promoter, the event planner, the producer now.
Right.
Singing on somebody, like you're doing a lot. And to see you're doing all of that and still achieving excellence in everything you're doing is giving me the motivation to say I could keep going and keep rising.
Right.
And that's very important for me to be able to see an example of that.
Right.
And you could tell, like, it was twice, like the man gave me daps and he was like, I really appreciate that. And then again, people now tugging at him like, oh, Ryan.
Yeah.
And then as people were tugging at him, he turned back at me. He's like, I really appreciate that.
Wow.
Thank you. And that was if you get a moment to talk to somebody like that, it has to be of substance.
Okay.
And that's the kind of feeling I went in knowing the amount of work he's been putting in going to Trinidad. I was like, if I did get the moment, that's what I would want to at least tell him.
Right.
And again, this is the 4th time he's booking me.
Right.
So I could have said this a long time ago through a voice note or something, but it was an in-person moment, and I wanted to give him his flowers while he's here.
Nice.
You know, a lot of people wait till somebody's passed and gone to then say all these amazing things about them. Right. To get a moment to stand there, even if it was the couple minutes, he appreciated that, and I appreciated being able to tell one of my idols face to face, like, bro, what you're doing is helping me to do what I'm doing.
Nice.
And I really appreciate what you do.
Nice.
And, you know, hopefully that was rewarding for him because he's getting it on social media right now.
Yeah.
So little moments like that, although it was a big moment for me to be able to say that to my idol or one of my idols, hopefully that was a moment where he could take that as what he's doing is a bigger picture than these little comments on social media and these people with nothing good to say.
Okay.
So big up Private Ryan, big up that whole team. PCR was wicked. Any DJs, any people that I saw, anybody that stopped to take pictures, I appreciate you guys. Right. Those of you that have pictures with me, if you haven't posted it, just make sure to tag me. Because, some of them I have no clue.
Right.
But the DJs I got to lime and hang out with and have conversations with, I cherish those moments. The artists that I got to interact with and speak with, thank you guys. It was an amazing experience, and I'm just so grateful of how everything turned out. I was very worried going into it.
Right.
Because another thing before we get into the last most important part of the whole trip. In 2018, as you recall, 2017, which is leading into the 2018 Trinidad Carnival, we had said you guys had said specifically, Buzz, we're gonna get you to play out there.
Yeah.
Buzz, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Buzz, we're gonna contact as many people as we can. Yeah. All we need is one yes.
Right.
You're playing out in Trinidad.
Right.
Out of the 50-something people that we contacted in Trinidad Carnival, how many said yes?
0.
0. And the funniest part about this year, even though I got booked 7 times and on some of the biggest stages throughout the whole carnival, out of the people that, because you've now have been acting as my international booking manager, who's contacting these people and whatnot.
Yeah.
Out of the people that you contacted outside of the gigs that I got, how many of those people said yes?
None.
0. These gigs that I got this time were literally because of the connections I've been building around the world.
Right. Yeah.
And that, again, is something that's so discouraging.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it literally brings you back to the point of, like, if you're not in the right circles, boy, don't, like, at a certain point, it's like, I don't even know if you should try.
Right. Yeah.
You got to know somebody or have a link or a reference, something.
Absolutely.
And luckily, I have people that I could now say, like, our acquaintances or friends, like Kevin Crown, Private Ryan, Shamari, Rigo, that could, by far, that could put in a word.
Right.
And other DJs are seeing what I'm doing, and if my name comes up, it's a lot easier to get in where I need to.
Yeah.
But if these people don't know me, boy.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, you are somebody who I need to say a huge thank you to, because even though it resulted in no bookings, the fact that you're even making that effort means a lot to me, and it's gonna translate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be to the point where it's like that's gonna be something where you're literally on payroll for, because that's gonna be a lot of work.
Oh yeah, and just to talk about that point where me contacting these promoters and events, so it's not like they know who you are.
Yeah,
most of them, a lot of them know who you are. They get the emails, they just don't act on it.
Yeah.
And that's the discouraging part. Like, so like I remember one event, the one that Shamari, the Luau one, they knew who you are. They said they got the email from me saying that, so but that situation worked out. So
exactly. Because Shamari,
right.
The reference.
Exactly.
So I say all that to say it's very discouraging, but at the same time I'm counting my blessings, and any opportunities I get, I'm going to put my best foot forward.
Yeah.
And soon enough, it's going to just keep going. And I think, just to touch back a little bit on it, I think Private Ryan's shown the example of how it's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And he wasn't necessarily in a position where nobody was booking him.
Right.
Because obviously, he's who he is. But you got to get it to a point where you're doing your own.
Right.
You're doing your own. You bring the people out. You curate your thing.
Right.
Don't wait for people to book you.
Right.
By far, what By Far did. By Far and I have a very similar passion and emotion when it comes to this.
Right.
And especially in certain places where both of us feel like we are very capable of a lot of those primetime slots that we hear could be fumbled sometimes.
Right.
Obviously not every time, because, guys out there have a really good batting average when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like By Far and I will have conversations like, yo, we feel we could be in those slots.
Right.
But because we're the young guys and there's more established vets in the scene, we don't get those looks.
Yeah.
And it's discouraging, but what By Far is going to just sit down and allow that?
Yeah.
No, he's going to go and do his own event.
Right.
Best be very clear, I'm going to be doing my own events there and as many places in the world as I can.
Right.
But that's just how it's done, So I must say overall that trip was something special. And the last thing I'll say about the trip is, beyond the music, beyond the carnival, beyond the women, beyond anything, the most rewarding part of that trip was where we stayed was actually my father's childhood home.
Okay.
I think when he was much younger, he lived in Laventille.
Okay.
And they ended up moving to St. James.
Yeah.
but this was like him, his 4 brothers, and his parents' stomping ground.
Okay.
And my uncle was, there on the first night telling us stories.
Okay.
This is where we used to pitch marbles in the backyard. This is where we used to use this lane and play cricket.
Wow.
We used to bust up certain windows, and he would say the road, their street is like on an incline.
Okay.
So they would build like these box cars, and it was real stupid back in the day. But back in the day, there wasn't as many cars as there are now.
Right.
And they would go down this hill and right into Western Main Road, and he's like, thinking about it in hindsight, we could have died. He's like, back then it wasn't like how it is today.
Right.
And just hearing those stories and where my sister slept was his room, my dad's room.
Wow.
Right? Being in the ambiance of our roots and where we're from was something that no carnival, no wine, no soca song can make you feel. Right? And this is our father. This is our dad.
Right.
That, that's Pops.
Yeah.
So to be there and even get a glimpse of that and be in the same household and experience that was something that was probably the biggest moment for me on this whole trip.
Nice.
Right? Like, I accomplished some serious dream goals.
Yeah.
Playing Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
Playing on Soca Brainwash Trinidad.
Right.
Playing to cross the Savannah stage.
Right.
These are dream things. And on top of all those things, that period of time staying in my dad's household, his childhood home.
Yeah.
That's something that you can't replace those experiences and those moments.
Yeah.
We gotten glimpses of where our mom stayed or where our mom lived, and who knows if we will get that experience one day. But this was just something that was really profound for me, and my sister, I know, valued it a lot as well.
Right.
And it's something where, like, we were extremely fulfilled after that.
Nice.
Right? Definitely got to say a huge thank you to my aunt, my uncle, my cousin Leslie Ann, who were very accommodating with us, who helped us, who, she would come and she even came to party with us.
Nice.
Throughout all the 6 years we've been going carnival.
Right.
She's never come to party.
Okay.
Because she never could. Like, she's always been working or doing something that's not. She came and partied with us a couple times.
Nice.
If we needed a drop somewhere, she would help us out in that regard.
Okay.
Very helpful. Our aunt and uncle letting us stay in that place.
Yeah.
Very helpful, because like when Private Ryan when he put up his tweets and stuff and mentioned price gouging, that's realistically what he's talking about. The hotels and stuff.
Right.
The flights. Those prices are crazy.
Right.
Natasha and I, my sister and I, we looked into Hilton.
Yeah.
Thinking, okay, let's just stay in a hotel because we don't like bothering anybody for their place or staying in anyone's place.
Yeah.
Turn our own key, go in, and we're good.
Right.
We looked into Hilton. This is from December times, early December.
Okay.
Do you take a guess how much that costed per night?
I would say $5.
Exactly. US.
US.
500 US a night. We went for 10 days. Calculate that.
Yeah, that's...
And bro, we have friends of ours who actually stayed in they stayed in the Hilton. And we got a chance to speak with them at Post Carnival Relief.
Yeah.
They said to us, because we told them about the party, they ended up coming to hang out with us.
Yeah.
They told us, bro, they had to end up leaving after 2 days because the service was terrible.
Wow.
They said they were waiting on towels for 2 days. And after the 2 days, they only brought one towel to the room. You telling me for 500 US dollars, I can't get towels at my discretion?
Jeez.
So I'm coming home from Juve and I have to share a towel in the Hilton? Nah. No. And then to make matters crazier, that was where PCR was.
Right.
And maybe a few other events. So if I'm staying there, now I have to be subject to whatever party's going on. I might not even be able to fully rest when I want. Like, all of those things combined. When we talking price gouging, those are really the ones who are price gouging.
Right.
And that's unacceptable because a lot of people are not going to know somebody or have family in Trinidad to be able to get something like, okay, I could get a room and I'm good.
Yeah.
Or I could get somewhere to stay, I'm good. Airbnbs go like that.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So that alone is a risk.
Yeah.
And you're not even sure to get that. So the best place for a foreigner to go to experience Carnival would likely be a hotel.
Yeah.
But if you're faced with a $500 per night price point, how many people in this world can actually afford that?
Yeah.
So when we're talking about tourism and people coming into the space and growing the festival, you're pricing people out of the market before we even talk how much a Soca Brainwash or any other party ticket costs.
Right.
It's really unfortunate that people are taking advantage of these situations. Yeah. And then to make matters worse, I can't get a towel. I can't get a towel and I'm paid.
Right.
Anyway, gotta say, guys, this was another trip for the books. I'm very thankful. I have a lot of footage that I'll be surfacing. You know, I'll put a lot of, you would have seen a lot of footage in this podcast if you watch the YouTube. So if you're making it to this point and, you know, you want to see clips of what happened, you can go back to the YouTube and rewatch and hear all the stories. Again, there's a lot of gems in the stuff that I dealt with and a lot of amazing moments that you guys could learn from, especially the young and aspiring DJs that might want to go into these spaces. There's stuff that I'm learning and have learned that was mentioned in this podcast that I strongly encourage you to take note of.
Yeah.
You know? And despite any challenges, price gouging, whatever issues there was, I don't, like, it's something that's the hardest thing for me to explain when it comes to Trinidad Carnival. To me, Carnival there is still unmatched.
Right.
And it's like, even when I'm experiencing bad moments, it's like, this is still the best thing in the world.
Right.
And I don't know if that's like just naturally like where my roots are. And it's something to do with that and who I am. And I don't know, because yes, you could have more fun in other places depending on who you are.
Right.
But Trinidad for me is unmatched. And there's something about that festival. I can't explain it, but it's just unique to Trinidad and you can't beat that feeling.
Okay.
Can't. The songs like that brought out those type of feelings.
Right.
Stuff like the Majesty Rhythm, the Life After Fete every time.
Right.
Runaway, the Energy Killer, DNA obviously,
right.
All these songs, the Carnival Contract. And like the Carnival just does something to you.
Right.
Again, I can't explain it. It's something you have to go
right.
and experience. So I'll end it there. I think everybody that's watching this, if you never experienced the Trinidad Carnival, I get priorities. I get, you know, you got to value certain things a different way. I strongly suggest take at least 1 year and go experience it.
Yeah.
Save up, do it the right way. Don't shortchange yourself. Just do it the right way and experience it. And that's my takeaway.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So I'm back, a little tanned, but it's back to work. I literally am soaked out. Like I'm still listening to my soca, don't get me wrong, but DJing and that kind of stuff, I just need a week. Don't talk to me about nothing DJ soca related events. I don't want to hear it until next week. When I fully recover, we'll get back on the Twitch. Mixtapes will start coming back out, all them things. But right now, again, I have such appreciation for the guys that do this on a high level.
Yeah.
I did 7 little gigs, 4 or 5 other parties on top of that.
Right.
I am tired. Some of these guys do what I did in that whole carnival in one night.
Right.
For all those nights.
Yeah.
So definitely an appreciation for the leaders in our culture and our industry. And thank you so much to everybody who I saw and rock with for Trinidad Carnival, man. Okay. Till next year. Again, I'm on a 2-year contract, so I'm back.
For sure.
For any promoters and stuff listening, I will be there likely from February 20th to March 9th. I've already blocked out that space of time in my calendar for next year.
Okay.
So I'm trying to work as much as possible. See what the buzz is about. Any gigs that, you know, we can make something happen. I'm not no rinky-dink DJ. Ask the DJs that, or the promoters that book me on these parties. We make memories and we make movies when I touch those turntables, right? So let's try and make some magic happen. 2025.
Yes, sir.
TNT 868. I will see you guys right back there, same time, same place next year.
Yes, sir.
And next year's a later carnival, dog. So I have more time for the music to cook.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm looking real forward to that. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. It's been another episode of the Up From Here podcast.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.